Welcome to Physics for Good. I'm Allison Bowley, and today we are changing the conversation. I'm even changing the way I'm filming the intro. Today I'm on my phone. So in physics, we're going to change the conversation because we're finally getting to lenses. We've been leading up to this for a while. And much more importantly, I can't wait for you to meet our charity, which is Project BeLovEd. They are changing the conversation in ways that are really necessary and really, really important. So there are two main or basic types of lenses, and then lots of variations on these two types. But these two types are converging and diverging. Now sometimes you might see these as convex and concave, but for several reasons, my personal preference is to call them converging and diverging. You can see both of their shapes here. So a converging lens you might recognize from a magnifying glass, and a diverging lens, well, you can think of that as having an hourglass figure. And both of them, as well as their variations, are used in glasses as well as other optical instruments. If you have access to a pair of glasses, see if you can identify the type of lens used. Or maybe you have a variation. Maybe one side resembles more of a converging lens and the other side resembles a diverging lens. But see if you can tell whether at the edges the lens is wider than it is at the center, like a diverging lens, or more narrow, like a converging lens. We'll talk about why in a few weeks. For now, just see if you can classify it. We can draw ray diagrams for lenses just like we did for mirrors using the definition of the focal point. But again, we're changing the conversation because with mirrors, light reflected through the focal point, but we know light actually passes through a lens to the other side. Nevertheless, we can still find the location of the image. And this changing of the conversation brings me to Project BeLovEd. I found out about their work because founder Tracey Matheson is a friend of my cousin, and as soon as I learned what she was doing, I knew I really wanted to feature her on the channel. The only problem, she doesn't live in Arizona. Tracey was kind and patient, while I felt like the most technologically incompetent person on the planet. But I think once you hear her story, you'll agree none of that matters.
My name is Tracey Matheson, and I am from Fort Worth, Texas, and I founded a nonprofit called Project BeLovEd, the Molly Jade Mission. I founded this in the wake of the rape and murder of my daughter Molly in April of 2017, when I realized we had to do something to bring light to the darkness. And so we started Project BeLovEd, and our mission statement is that we strive to educate, advocate, and collaborate to change the conversation about sexual assault and empower survivors to find their voices. The first initiative that we have been working on is called BeLovEd Bundles. And when a survivor goes to the hospital to have a forensic exam or a rape kit collected, oftentimes their clothing is confiscated as evidence by the police department. And so they're left with nothing to wear home from the hospital, or maybe there's some items that have been donated that they can wear, or maybe they wear paper scrubs home. It's sort of a wide variety of options. And so a BeLovEd bundle is something, I actually have a sample here, awesome, contained in a string backpack, and inside it are all the necessary ingredients, undergarments, clothing, flip-flops. We have also included a hygiene kit, but we just wanted to try to make it be something that would help to restore a little bit of dignity when I have to feel like that you're feeling like all dignity has been stripped. The second thing that we're working on are soft interview rooms. Current research shows that trauma-informed response is the best way to respond to reports of sexual assault. And one piece of being trauma-informed and understanding the impact that trauma plays in a very real way in the body is the environment in which you speak to a survivor. And the cold, sterile, stereotypical interview room is not trauma-informed. And so to take that space and sort of give it a makeover, like what you see on television now that's so popular, come in and put in some comfortable seating, some more pleasant lighting, maybe some artwork on the walls, maybe a rug on the ground, just to take that from cold and sterile to warm and inviting, and it just take the edge off.
That's amazing.
And then our third initiative is a scholarship. Molly was in college and wanted to be a social worker, and specifically wanted to work with kids. She had a real heart for kids, and so we thought it would be very honoring of Molly's plans for her life to help make college a little easier to handle financially for students who are pursuing a degree in social work. You know, we're making progress, and the word is getting out of what we're trying to do, and people are becoming engaged in conversations about something that very few people really know about and certainly don't talk about, and that is sexual assault. And
right.
And you know, we've got to do better at how we respond to reports of sexual assault from the moment that is spoken to, you know, if it ends up going in a legal direction, all the way through that process and afterward.
So what do you think Molly would think about what you're doing right now?
I think Molly would be, I think she would be overwhelmed and like, wow, I cannot believe that, you know, this is growing like it is. I think she would be thrilled. And there have been those moments where, you know, I really felt like she's given me little nudges from heaven of, you know, Mom, you're on the right track. So that's good.
That's great. So how can viewers support you besides just watching this video?
Well, they can go to our website and they can learn more about Project BeLovEd. There is merchandise on the website that, you know, purchases of that helps to support what we're doing. They can make a straight donation through the website. They can get in touch with me if they would like to put BeLovEd bundles together, and we can coordinate efforts to connect them with a rape crisis center and get BeLovEd bundles to their neighborhood. It's not rocket science. It's not a complicated thing. Anyone, all ages. I've had young school-age kids all the way to grandmothers putting them together. And the act of putting them together is part of that changing the conversation that I think is so desperately needed.
Thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, please consider subscribing right here and sharing the video with a friend. Also, check out the video description where you'll find a link to the charity you just saw, as well as some affiliate links.